I'm just listening to the news coverage on the verdict, and so I made a video about Trayvon Martin and my feelings about his killing over a year ago, and I thought that I owed it to my channel to give a response as to how I feel about the verdict that was just given to his killer. George Zimmerman was found not guilty on the murder of Trayvon Martin. When the verdict was read, my emotion was, I was upset, but I was not surprised. And though it's sort of difficult to wrap my mind around how hateful and demonic and monstrous this world is, when you live your life in the skin of an African American, after a while you become numb to things such as racism. It's like you come to expect negative things just because you're of a different color. And so I am not surprised that the verdict was read not guilty. I'm not surprised at all. But it doesn't mean that I'm not sickened, because I am sickened. My friends and family, sometimes we laugh about being black in America today as opposed to being black in America, say, in the 1940s or 50s. A lot of times we always joke and say, you know, I could not be black back in the 1930s or 40s because I could not live my life in that kind of oppressive state, you know, like, you know, where, you know, black women were maids and, you know, housekeepers, and, you know, you had to talk to white people a certain way, and, you know, you were just so subservient to the white race. It was basically mandatory that you know your place, that you know that you're colored, that you know that you've got a separate restroom, that you know you've got to go to a separate school, that you know that when a certain race walks by you, you put your head down and you act in a submissive way. We joke about not being able to live during that time. But being that I'm in my 40s and I feel this way, sometimes I wonder about the younger generations, how they're going to look at the past and the things that they know that their mothers and fathers had to endure. I wonder if they're going to see a difference. Does that make sense? Are they going to be able to say, boy, and I could not live during 2013 because of the things that happened during this time? Are we going to get there? Is it going to progressively get better, or is it going to progressively get back? Because my point is this: I don't see Trayvon's murder any different than my ancestors dangling from a tree, being lynched. I honestly don't see much of a difference between that. And the reason why I say that is because those individuals that lynched my ancestors did not have to pay a thing. They did not have to go to jail. They did not have to do anything other than live their life. Much like George Zimmerman. All he had to do was just sit in his home, wait for the trial to start, go through the trial, sit there like a bump on a log, Humpty Dumpty, and wait for the verdict to be said not guilty. I don't see much of a difference. So, on that note, I would like to just end it by saying that this is not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. However, we as the human race, let me say that again. We as the human race have such a far way to go because the color of one's skin still determines justice on how that person is going to be treated. Basically what I'm saying is you are judged by the color of your skin all over the world. And what sense does that make? Because after all, when you cut your skin and you cut my skin, when we cut our skin together, our blood is red. Our blood is red. My blood isn't blue or green or yellow. Your blood isn't orange or turquoise or amber. It's red. So the thing that is dividing us is the mere layer of skin that we have. Because other than that, we are all the same. We were all created in the image of God. And I will bring God into this because, by the way, we will all meet Him one day and we will all have judgment. We will all be judged. And, yeah. On that note, I'm going to end and I'm going to continue to live my life the best way that I can by the principles of God. And at the end of the day, that's all I need. That's all you need. Remember that pretty is as pretty does. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.